A few weeks ago I made a video about clearing the North Loop. I got it all clear, but that's not true anymore. This is not the North Loop, but I haven't been back here in, maybe 2 weeks, and I wanted to see what it looked like. We had this area smoothed over and this area filled in and kind of smoothed, and I planted a bunch of grass and it's looking real nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this soon. I'm gonna put a little more dirt right through here because we have so much dirt laying around, and add some more seed, and I'm gonna cut this, probably this entire part right here as well. I'll just plant some grass there, and this will become part of the trail system. Yeah, that area that I did very early in the year that was just a total mess, it's almost to the point where you can't tell that it was ever like that. I'll have to show you that in a bit, but today I gotta go cut them trees on the North Loop. We don't have any cars in the way, so I'm gonna be cutting and collecting wood all day and splitting it and stacking it. This year we're gonna get some wood from the Amish sawmill. It's hard to beat the price. It's only $20 for a truckload, and they have stuff that's 4 inches thick. I mean, it's just as good or better than normal split hardwood because it's from such big trees. Yeah, we'll get all this stuff split as well. We got all the stuff we need here, so let's get going and get this done. I believe we have 2 trees that are kind of in the way and a tree right over the road right back here. And then I walked the dogs the other day on the loop, and there's a massive aspen right in the middle of the road, right by the firing range. So that has to go as well. Okay, this is number 1. This is from last time. It was just pushed off to the side of the road. I got to get rid of this as well, but that's the one that's blocking things. I can't get in here to cut the grass, or can't drive this way, nothing. There's another one right at the bottom. You can get by it, but I'm gonna dice that one up as well. And then the big one is down by the firing range down there. We'll get that one last. All we're gonna do is stack the wood up, and then once everything's cut, we're gonna go on a collecting spree. I collect as much as I can get in here, and then I split it and then go get another load. We're gonna do that until the very end of the day, or until it's done. So let's get going and get this cut up. That didn't take long at all. There's actually another tree right there. I usually go as far as I can up into the woods and dice it up as well. So these 3 are going to take a bit longer. Let's go look at the round pen. That was dug up and, well, not dug up. Let's go take a look and I'll show you. Over the years of having horses running around in a circle and putting extra dirt, or not dirt, but sand, gravel, whatever, into the round pen, it got really built up around the edges, and we had some soil retaining stuff around that outside. We had our dirt guy come and push all that level and push it into the real coarse rocks over there. And I planted seed and dragged it. This is really poor soil. You know, it's just gravel, but there is soil below it. We cut this out of the hill, so it's rocky, nasty stuff under there anyways, but at some point we'll have grass here. We got grass going here that I planted earlier this year, and that's looking pretty good. I mean, it's got a lot of bare spots, but coming along pretty good. At some point, this will look like this, but that time is not quite here yet. Even though this needed to be leveled off so I can cut the grass down here, grow grass and cut the grass, I'm hoping that you can still see the faint outline of the round pen. That would be kind of cool. We come up to the edge here quite a bit. The pet cemetery is right there, and overlook the domain, and it would be really nice to have this kind of showing in the grass. Okay, let's get them trees cut. Look at this windshield. It actually looks better in the GoPro than it does in real life. I have some polycarbonate to replace the middle of this. Well, it goes way out to here, up to the top, and way to heck down here. Yeah, this is more than I remembered. That's the one I was talking about that's kind of in the way. But we got this little one right here that was pushed off to the side. I should get rid of that. But we have all of this junk. I don't think any of that is really burnable. And then we have this right here. I think all I'm going to do is cut this end off and then dice it back as far as I can. Do the same with these, dice them back as far as I can, and probably save that chunk right there. And then, well, maybe some of this other stuff, but I want to get this off of the road. So it's going to take me a little longer than I thought. There's that other tree right there. That is perfect firewood. Nice stove logs, about 5-6 inches around, and you can tell when you knock them together, they make like a musical sound. Perfectly dry. Okay, I have almost no battery, so we're going to save all the filming for a bit later. We'll show some splitting and stuff. So let me get at this and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Well, there's your problem. All right, I think this thing is pretty rotten. Hopefully it saws up easy. My chain is really bad. I got to take it in and have it professionally sharpened. I hit several rocks, well, not last time, but a couple times ago, and it got really dulled up and I can't keep it sharp. So hopefully, maybe I'll just cut it once and try to roll it out of here. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Go for right here somewhere and then roll this one that way, roll the other one that way. Like I said, I don't think I'll be able to get any wood out of this. This is pretty punky. So let's see what we can do. This is from that area we cleaned up that I showed you in the first part of this video. Yeah, I'm gonna split everything, probably everything that's over 4 inches, like that. That's probably half of this stuff. And then this skinny little stuff you just stack right up. Okay. And get the splitter fired up. We'll get rid of this pile and then go start collecting wood. Battery's almost dead in the GoPro. I'm gonna get this stuff split up and then go get a new battery, and we'll go down and get that wood down there. When I first started this thing, there was a wasp nest connected right there, and I'm starting it right here, and I got bit, and I was wondering why he was sticking around and was after me, and then I looked over there and seen a bunch of them on there. It wasn't that big. Where the hell is it? I stepped on it anyways. It was probably about that big. Hopefully they're gone now. Oh, there's one right there. I'm surprised so many keep coming back for that tiny little nest, but I got some killer right here if I need it. Okay, that pile is gone. I'm gonna go have a quick lunch, and then we're gonna go down and start picking up the wood. This battery is gonna go dead any second. I should tell you what we got out of that. I believe that was 5 trees. You could go back and look at the video if you want, but this is about 4 feet high and 8 feet long would be a face cord. So that's a bit more than a half a face cord. And in here, we have room for 5 face cords. Plus I always toss some up on top. So in the end, we have about 6 face cords, which is 2 cords. We might get a little more than that this year. I might set these pallets up and put some on this side as well. Like I said, we're going to get some of the Amish wood from the sawmill at the price they're selling it for. You just can't not get it. But we'll have to see how far the stuff we're going to pick up right now goes. I'm going to guess that altogether that might fill half of this. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay, let's get going. The first wood is right there, and if I didn't know it was there, I would have drove right past it. The old cedar tree used to be right there, and I got a pile of cedar right there. Man, it smells so good here. This is 6 bags of rubber mulch. Sure don't go very far. I try to get whatever I can in every year, and it's a little bit thin right through there, and it's pretty good on the back end. Could use some right along the edge. It fades out after a little bit, but yeah, it sure beats wood mulch. You get just tons of stuff in the wood mulch. All right. Looks like I'm parked in the wrong spot. Yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm gonna pull forward a little bit. All right, this is a little boring, so I haven't been recording. I picked up the first 2 piles and that pile at the top of the hill. We have another pile right here, one there, and one at the bottom of the hill. This is that 3 smaller piles so far, and I believe this is the bigger one out of these. But once I'm done with these 3 piles, these 3 that are left, I'll probably be full, and I'll head up and get some of it split. None of this stuff needs splitting, and almost none of this stuff needs splitting. This stuff has been standing dead for, oh, probably 4 years, 5 years. So it's plenty dry. This stuff is a touch punky, but it's going to burn great. It's not rotten or anything. It's just a touch punky. All right. I will show you, once I get these 3 piles loaded in here, what we have for a first load, and then we'll get up there and get it split. I have to do my takeoffs from the drawings for the tiny house. If you don't know what that is, you go over the drawings and figure out all of the lumber, all of the screws, all of the nails, everything that goes into it, and make a list. And those are the items that you took off of the drawings that you got to buy. And because we have a lot of bags of concrete, we're just going to order 1 or actually 2 delivery orders, because they don't have the rock wool at Menards. So we're going to order rock wool from Lowe's and all of the long lumber and concrete from Menards. We don't want to order every single thing, because then we have to just store it until we need it, and that would be pretty difficult. So I'm not going to have a huge amount of time to do this stuff and still get that tiny house edition dried in before winter. It is definitely going to be a very busy few months. We're at the bottom of the hill. Thought I'd show you this real quick. All of these trees that you can see right here in this corner are either aspen or maple. Whenever an area is cleared, or if it was managed by fire and then you quit doing that, which is what happened here. This used to have natural fires and fires that Native Americans lit, and then they quit doing that, and then it grew up with all this stuff. The aspens grow insanely quick, and they grow in disturbed areas or areas that suddenly get a lot of sun. And the maples can stand the shade, so they grow up underneath the aspens. The aspens, they don't live very long. These are all going to be dead and fall over soon, and then the maples will take over. These will get to be huge trees if you let them. I don't know if I want a whole grove of maples right here, but we'll see. Okay, we got as far as the ravine, which is right over there, and this is how much we got. Not a super lot, but it's plenty. I'm gonna guess that this is less than what we have right now, but altogether we should be getting close to a face cord, and you'll be able to see it right through here. That big wood, you get a lot more out of that stuff. So let's start getting rid of this stuff and come back and get some of that big boys. I'm sure you can hear that. They're cutting hay over on the next ridge. Been doing it all day. Yeah, I wish I would have diced this up right away, but we'll get back and do that another day. For now, got one down there and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up here. And yeah, that might be a full load. We'll see. These are a good deal smaller, I guess. Wow, there's a lot of them. We'll start with the biggest stuff over here. These 4 will probably do it. 1, 2, 3, no, maybe 3 will do it. We'll find out. That did make it a full load, and by what we have here, yeah, it's going to be a fairly full load with just the rest of this stuff. And I don't think there's anything right here, but I know we have probably 2 more piles on the rock road. We already split 2 loads, so this would be 3 and 4. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it all today, but we're going to do quite a bit. When I have a load like this, I like to get these top ones off. I can just roll them back and then kind of flip them over onto the splitter before I open the gate. I don't want the whole thing to come rolling out, and these press on these and make them want to roll forward. Those were some good sized logs. Yeah, that's some beautiful wood. We got a little bit of spalting on a couple of them, but for the most part, they're completely rot free. This stuff's been dead for a long time. I'm gonna guess 8-10 years, somewhere around there. Okay, I wonder what this is gonna look like stacked up. Looks like a whole lot less once it's stacked up. That is less than a half of a face cord. It's really, really good wood though. I'm gonna guess, well, depending on the winter, that would probably last, oh, maybe 2 weeks. We'll see. We're gonna burn this stuff first, that and this, and then this longer burning, heavier wood is for the colder days in the winter. Once I get everything from down there, oh, I may have a face cord and a half a face cord. I'm going to start getting some of that Amish wood in here as well. That'll be interesting to see how much a truckload of that stuff is with my white truck, because a face cord of split hardwood from your average Amish place is a truckload. So if this is actually a face cord, if it fills one whole row like that, then 20 bucks is a really, really good price for it. But you got to load the truck yourself and unload it yourself. You can get the stuff delivered, but it's not quite the same stuff, I don't think. Our neighbor gets it delivered, and I believe his was more slab wood, which has the round on it. Most of this stuff did not have the round on it. It was just end cuts and big thick stuff. Okay, another load. There's only 2 more loads down there, and it's starting to get late. Hopefully I can get both of them, get them split and stacked, and be done with this for a good while. Then I can cut the grass tomorrow. All right, this road is completely done. We have that one pile down there, and I don't think I'm going to be taking any from that aspen. This is some really good wood again. And this wood down here was sitting off on the sides, and I just diced it up. And there's a bunch of that stuff left. You could see where I just cut it and then tossed a piece over the edge, or maybe took it just to get through. And that tree goes all the way back there, and it's probably really good wood. If I start cutting into something and it's rotten, I'll just leave it alone. But we have that really big log that the wood we started with was from that. And then we have all of this stuff down here. Real easy to get because it's right next to the road. Yeah. See what's on this side. Yeah, you could see all the stuff that was pushed over the edge. Got a nice one here too. That's where all this wood came from, this log right here, and another one that was next to it. Yeah. Well, we'll worry about that at a different time. We'll get this split and that other pile split, and then we're going to be working overtime on the tiny house after that. So unless something else falls on the road, there won't be much tree cutting for a bit. Yeah, that's aspen, and it looks a little punky, but I really like that wood for early in the winter, and as it's starting to warm up in the spring. It puts out less BTUs, and it's a lot easier to manage than oak when you don't want it that hot. I mean, you can get it 90 degrees in your house real easy with oak. Yeah, we'll come back and get that. If it sits too long, it's going to get really punky and it'll be useless. So we'll get it, split it, and we'll be done with it. There wasn't a whole lot of wood in that last load. I would say I have 2/3 of a face cord there. Not a whole lot. Well, we'll go get that last load, get that split up. I'm gonna guess at most that'll fill up that face cord, but that's plenty. Look at this. This is all bent up. You can see how far that is. This used to be like that. And I believe that happened while I was splitting just now. I heard a real loud bang, but I didn't see anything happen. You know, the wood's right here. Somehow something was jammed in here, and I think it got caught between this underside and the top of here. I mean, that's insane. That's a lot of force to bend this over like that. I wonder if that can be fixed. Probably not. Yeah. Oh well. It doesn't affect the splitting at all. Let's go get that last load, see what it looks like in the back of the Gator, and we'll wrap this up. All right. This is the last load, and again, this is aspen. This is real clean stuff. It might not look like it, but once it's split, you'll be able to see. And again, this is really great for spring and fall, but other than that, it's not like a real good firewood. But we'll get her split up and stacked, and I'm going to try to get that right here. Come out of the house, we grab this. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, we got that last aspen log split up, and that's it right there. Yeah, you can see this is nice wood right here. Not a huge amount of BTUs, but it's nice and clean, and it's going to be plenty dry by the time winter rolls around. Yeah, we got a good deal of wood to go. Got 1, 2, 3 full face cords right here. That's a cord. And we have the better part of a cord right here already done. And I believe this holds 2.5, something like that. But we got that extra room out here that we're going to fill up as well. Yeah, a lot of stuff is going to come from the Amish this year. Just no time to be messing around too much in the woods, but like I said, I am going to get the rest of that low-hanging fruit along the road down there and get that split up. Okay, that'll wrap this up. So the next video will most definitely be work on the tiny house. Which work, I really can't tell you, but the wall caps are coming up real soon, as well as the layout of the addition itself. That's going to be a big job, and it's going to be pretty interesting too. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching and have a great day.